You read it right. The New Jersey real estate market is getting better for buyers. Don't get too excited. When I say better, I mean better, not amazing, the best. It's going to be an easy ride. All over New Jersey, it's been a seller's market for as long as I can remember. Some areas has been trended a little bit more towards buyer's market at times, but generally in the last couple of years, it's been pretty clear. It hasn't been that easy for home buyers. A lot of multiple offer situations in counties like Essex County. We've seen offers between 50 and 100 offers on houses. It's different now, though. So I want to just break it down for you, what I'm seeing in the data, what I'm seeing on my real estate team, which is called Streamline Properties on Market, brokered by eXp Realty. There's just a lot of things that are adjusting now, and it's going to help you if you're a home buyer. First, I'm not going to tell you that now is a great time to buy a home. The best time to buy a home is when you're ready to buy a home and you're financially stable and you can find a house that suits your needs at a price that you're okay with. That's just the bottom line. I do think if you do buy at 8% or 7% rates right now, there's a chance in a couple years that you're going to do well with what I call the double windfall. You can watch that video here, but it doesn't mean that it always is going to work. But there is a chance that rates in 18 months to a couple of years will be lower. But look, when I bought my house, I got a 4% rate and I was like, wow, that was high at the time. And I'm laughing now. So you just never know where rates are going to go. You have to focus on things that you can control. And as a home buyer in the state of New Jersey, the only thing that you control is your ability to look and your finances. The rest of the stuff is really outside of your control. You're going to rely on your real estate agent to be your eyes and ears for things that you don't know. And you're going to work in a cooperative partnership with them to make sure that you're all on the same page. They're giving you the best data, the best advice to make the most compelling offers. But think of it like this: whether there's 50 offers or 4 offers, it's really irrelevant to you because you're never going to know what the other people bid, and we're never going to know how desperate the other people. So you could have a house that got 50 offers and a house that got 4 offers, and it could sell the same amount over list price. It's just about what the demand is. And now the good thing for you, if you're a home buyer, there's less buyers in the market. A lot of them got scared and they're just going to say, in quotes, we're just going to wait till rates get better. As always, I'd say, well, how long are you willing to wait? Because we just don't know. So if I was a home buyer right now in a market, I would just keep looking. You don't have to buy. No one's going to force your hand when you get there. But what if you see the one that makes sense, where you're okay going in and the payments work for you, and you're hoping, of course, that in a couple of years you're able to refinance out and adjust that? But why is it getting better? What we're seeing on the market, and I study the market every single day in all of the different parts of New Jersey because I have all the MLSs. We're seeing a lot more back on market properties. So a lot of people immediately think, oh, well, that's an inspection issue or a mortgage fail. Yes and yes, and sometimes it is cold feet. But I believe that normally when we think of inspection issues, we're thinking like, excuse me, the buyer found something, seller didn't want to negotiate, seller canceled, moved to the backup. Sellers have had a lot of leverage. I think, based on my experience and what's happening with my own home buyers out there, I think that buyers are getting more aggressive about asking what they should get, and less likely to just give the whole farm away on inspections and be okay with everything and accept all chimneys as is and garages as is. I think they're pushing back a little and it's collapsing some deals. So remember, if you're a buyer and there's an inspection issue, you're in the best position to close that home as long as there's not 100 backup offers waiting. The reason why is because if it does get back out on the market, other buyers are going to think something's wrong with the home. So it's in everybody's best interest to figure out and negotiate a best case scenario at that time. If you do have a structural issue, you have to assume that the next buyers are going to find it as well if you're a seller. So it's in your best interest to work with the person that was first in and that won the first time. So a lot more back on market properties, which means those are opportunities for home buyers as well. Frustrated seller thought they had a deal fell apart for whatever reason, seller still wants to sell. But the other thing we're seeing is this is probably like a 10x over the last year. expired listings. An expired listing is when a listing goes on the market with an agreement with the listing agent and it doesn't sell within the time frame. Usually 6 months, could be 12 months. Some people do shorter, 3 months, and some people just decide to end the listing. But we're seeing a lot more expired listings on non-disaster homes, which means there's a cliff. And when I say a cliff, there's always a cliff in a market where sellers are really high on themselves. They're feeling themselves. They think they can do no wrong. They're asking for everything. And at some point, home buyers in general just say, you know what? I don't think so anymore. Your prices are too high. You're just going to have to sit there. And that's happening with a lot of homes. Those same sellers usually always say the same thing. Well, I don't have to sell. And we always say back to them, well, I mean, nobody really has to sell unless you're being foreclosed, but you wouldn't have put it on the market if you didn't want to sell because it's not fun. Nobody likes selling a house and doing showings and getting a call on a Sunday, hey, can I do a showing at 10 and you have your daughter's birthday party? That's not fun. So let's not kid ourselves on that. If you put it on the market, you want to sell it, you're just hoping you get a better price. So you have back on market properties, expired listings going up. And what that means is there's more leverage there for buyers. At least for the last 10 to 20 offers, I've seen way less people that we're up against. So still lost a lot of them, but I saw a lot where we're only up against 2 or 3 other people. So I'm seeing many more offer processes where we're between 2 and 4 offers, where maybe a year, 2 years ago, those were going to be between 7 and 10, sometimes as much as 15. So when buyers opt out of the market, like in the winter, it's a great time to look. So if the numbers still work for you at the price point you're looking at, I would just keep looking. Again, you don't have to look at stuff. No one's going to force you to buy stuff. But a lot of people who have kids in school systems, they're going to take a break now and they're going to come back in the spring. So that means there's going to be more buyers available in the spring because they're prepping for the next school year. However, there's also more inventory in the spring. There's not a lot of inventory now. But look, people fall asleep over the holidays. They fall asleep in the winter. They don't want to go out and see houses in the snow. If you're a home buyer in New Jersey, the winter is a good time right now. Again, as long as the rates make sense to you. I'm not telling you have to buy. Stay where you are if it's comfortable and wait it out. But we don't know how long it's going to be. But this is a great time to focus. And that's why I'm telling you, it's swinging back a little bit towards buyers. You're going to be in a seller's market for the most part, especially in the hottest towns in New Jersey. But if you're a home buyer in New Jersey, there's hope. I'm Jonathan Green. I hope this was helpful for you. You can contact us at Streamlined Properties on Market by going to www.streamlined.properties.